NSX, the car that Honda developed to challenge the world's performance car market. And we can't speak of the Type R concept without mentioning this car.
I've never driven a car that handles this well.
The NSX debuted in 1990 with a mid-engine and a body made entirely of aluminum. The engineers pursue ultimate performance as a roadworthy sports car, but also emphasize comfort for drivers using this car on a daily basis. The NSX created the standard for the sports car market in the 90s, and this can be proven by looking at how Ferraris and Porsches have evolved during the last decade. However, on the tracks, the NSX wasn't even the fastest Japanese sports car when it debuted. The opponent of the one-on-one battle was the defending champion, the Nissan Skyline R32 GTR. Right after the start on the first hairpin, the NSX is already losing its position.
The gear ratios are too wide for this uphill, so I'm falling behind. On the first hairpin, I'm getting a strong uplift from the inside tires.
Considering that the battle took place on a circuit with plenty of tight corners, the NSX lost its debut battle against a rival that was constructed from a completely different perspective. And this from the Tsukuba circuit battle against a new rival, the Mazda RX-7, which made its debut in October 91. The NSX goes after the RX-7, which made a good start, jumping to second. Even though the RX-7 only has 225 horses, the low weight and high cornering speed lets it keep the top position. Although the NSX has potential, the car showed big rolls in the corners and loss of traction from tire uplift, which leads to this result on the circuit. In November 1992, the ultimate NSX was born, the Hinomari Honda, which was a nickname of the first Japanese F1 machine to win the Formula One race in the 60s, and the great-grandfather of this car. The machine was given the red Honda badge on a championship white body color, a tradition of true Honda sports cars. The car was given the name NSX-R. On the official NSX-R catalog, it says this model was born to run on the track. The NSX-R debuted as a roadworthy car with the performance of a racing car. In pursuit of performance, a total weight of 120 kilos from the undercoating and even the harness parts were stripped off from the original NSX. Furthermore, to increase the driving pleasure and the controllability, 2 aluminum reinforcement bars were added to the front. The whole suspension system, from the spring and damper to the rubber bushings and LSD, were developed from scratch for ideal steering characteristics on circuits. In addition, the tires were newly developed especially for the NSX-R. If you look at the way the car is pitching on this country road, you can tell that the NSX-R was designed to go on the tracks. Except for the titanium piston rods used for this NSX-R, the engine specs were left untouched. The NSX-R beat the NSX in the quarter-mile race by 0.64 seconds. The standard gear ratios are exactly the same, but the final gear has been lowered by 5%, which gives the NSX-R the advantage in performance. The cockpit is specially coordinated for the NSX-R to give the driver the excitement and the pleasure of driving this machine. At the same time, competition parts are used to increase weight reduction and functionality. The NSX-R's competitive debut at Tsukuba Circuit, the slippery condition of the track that day even sent Gansan for a little spin. Now, will the NSX-R make a successful debut? All lights go for the Battle Machine Championship match. The Type R tries to take the inside at the first corner, but the NSX blocks the way. However, he easily grabs second position with corner exit acceleration. In front was the 4-wheel drive GTO, and right behind was the Porsche 911 Carrera RSR. NSX-R went for the takeover, entering the slippery second hairpin. Easily passing the GTO for top position.
Boy, this R is invincible. Absolutely no rivals.
Giving no chance to the other machines, the NSX-R completes the perfect win. The NSX-R's next target is the world's super sports cars. Vehicles that are not restricted by the Japanese 280 horsepower regulation. The NSX-R passes the 330 horsepower European spec Supra at the first corner. Catches the 469 horsepower roof at the braking point into the second hairpin. Next in front is the 400 pony American monster, the Dodge Viper.
Whoa! Give me a break.
The difference in horsepower is no disadvantage for the NSX-R because of its amazing cornering speed. After passing the 440 horsepower Ferrari 456 GT, the NSX-R almost lines up with the F40, having difficulty increasing pace with its brake problems. The NSX-R was using optional larger diameter tires and racing pads. For the Champions Battle, the NSX-R challenged racing cars using slicks.
Go back to driving school. You're in my way, GTR.
On the infield portion with tight corners one after another, the NSX-R, which only had its tires changed to slicks, was way faster than the others. The GTR in front was an N1 championship car. Following right behind was the NSX-based racing car, the ADAC GT.
8X on my tail.
In the end, he showed an exciting dead heat against the Group A champion Civic and finished in 4th place with lap times in the 1.3-minute range.
The slick tires nowadays generates tremendous amount of grip. In other words, the stress input is high, which results in excessive burden to the suspension. The difference between racing cars and production cars can be seen here with more rigidity in the suspension.